Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for the week of November 13th through 19th, 2023. If you are new to this channel, welcome. Good to have you. And if you are returning to this channel, welcome back. It is good to have you back. This is a reading for Scorpio, whether it is your sun sign, your ascendant, your moon sign, or some other significant placement. If you have strong Scorpio in your chart, this reading may be for you. It is for the week of the 13th to the 19th. But if you are watching this on a week other than the 13th through the 19th, is what I'm trying to say here, then you know, there still may be an aspect of this reading this for you. There may be a message. So I've always feel that there are no accidents here. And what we do with these readings, if you are new to this channel, is I do an astrological spread, which looks at the 12 houses of astrology for the week. And so therefore we can see what area of your life is being affected by these cards. And I start with this deck that I call, there's called the Cartouche cards. This is a divinatory system that is Egyptian based. And I clarify these with the tarot, and this week I am using the Crowley Thoth deck. So let's see. Okay, what do we have for Scorpio for this week? Okay, wow. This is interesting. I've had quite a few people now who are showing this energy of breaking out and doing something new and at the same time holding back. Yeah, and I'm also seeing tests and challenges for a lot of people too. So let's see what we have here. Okay, and then you've got 2 for the center here, so we'll just leave that. All right, so let's begin with the first house for you, Scorpio. The first house is Aries energy. This is how you present yourself to the world, how people see you, what your personality is. And again, we've got Nephthys here. I say again because the reading I just did for Libra had the same card, although they had a different second card. Nephthys here indicates, again, either discovering something about yourself that you didn't know, or just not having all the information to make certain kind of changes you want to may want to make, conscious changes you want to make, or changes to your image or to something about the way you are presenting to other people. Yeah, we've got the Ace of Wands here, so there's definitely some new inspiration. There's a lot of fire here. Ace of Wands is great. This could be passion. This could be passion about a person, about a job, about a situation. But nonetheless, you're displaying a lot of passion, but there's still some things here that either you need to discover about yourself to really manifest this energy, or you may be holding a little bit back from people and not showing it to them. Scorpio does tend to be hidden, it's a still waters run deep. So Scorpios tend to hold a lot of stuff back, but at the same time, they can be very intense. So this does really make sense for you, generally speaking. Second house has to do with your money. This is the house of Taurus. Money, possessions, values, things like that. We have the Four of Swords, which is, again, this is a card of holding back. There's a card of healing here, and you have it with Lotus, which is the card of anxiety or worry or overcoming of such. So I feel like you may be taking some time out to heal. Financially, maybe there's been some surprises. Maybe things have been a little bit bumpy. And this may be saying that it's a time to take a break. You may not want to invest in a whole lot of expenses right now. You may just need to center, to relax, to not take any action right now. If, like I said, if you're thinking about spending a lot of money on something or taking care of big expenses, there may be reason to hold off this week. Third house has to do with Gemini energy. So this has to do with communications, short journeys, potentially siblings, and also self-effort. So if you're in your own business, this would apply as well. We've got Ankh with the moon. This feels to me almost like a love communication, but it may be one that's a bit confusing. There's definitely a lot of emotion in this. So this, at very least, this could be a very emotional communication that deals with your feelings of love, but you still may not be sure how something is going to manifest because the moon always has confusion or brings a lack of clarity. If this has to do with a business situation or even with a situation with siblings, then it would be the same kind of a thing. There's this idea that there is something that feels like really good news or is really pointing to a direction, that you really want to go, not just where you feel you ought to go, but where you want to go. But I feel like there's still, it's funny, it's almost like, yeah, you've got this fire and passion here with Nephthys, which says, yeah, but we don't have all the information yet. This is almost saying the same thing here. So there could be some kind of communication about something that really lights your fire, so to speak. But there still may be some lack of clarity about it. So overall, so far, I'm seeing the idea that, there's a lot of potential here. There's some good things. There's some things you're very hopeful about, but we need to wait and see. Fourth house has to do with, this is Cancer energy. This has to do with your home, your environment. It can have to do with your personal sense of security. And wow, yeah, we've got the Tower with water. For some people, this could be a very sudden move from your home or a need to move. Some people, you could just be moving, and there could be a lot of things here that are very stressful, connected to that move. If this has to do with your personal sense of security, then this suggests that everything is breaking down and changing. But it's breaking down so that you actually are able to see the truth of the situation, okay? This has to do with coming to terms with what's real and tearing down any false structures. So, yeah, whether this literally means that you're moving or not, and this is a very strong omen of moving or of changing, there's definitely a sense that there's something that needs to be reevaluated here, either with respect to your specific home or dwelling, where you actually live, the physical building where you live, or the physical place, or this could just have to do with things you have built your security on that are going to prove to be shaky, that are going to be moving, that may prove to be false, where you need to rebuild and rebuild a new foundation. So examine the ideas and beliefs and thoughts that you have about your security if you're not actually in a moving situation. If you are, then just be careful. If you've hired moving companies, if certain things are happening, there could be some upsets here. So definitely, water would suggest that you need to go with the flow and allow the truth of situations to come out. Okay, fifth house has to do with creativity, potentially with children. It can have to do with love affairs. And we have Thoth here. So for some people, this is a card of writing, okay? Thoth is the scribe of the gods. So this could be creativity expressed through writing for some people. Three of Wands has to do with collaborating or moving beyond an initial stage where one is working by themselves. So that could apply with a creative project here for some people. If it has to do with children, this could be a case, for one of your children. That could be something that's going on. Or your child may have an opportunity. It could have to do with writing. It could have to do with an educational opportunity or something like that as well, because Thoth has to do with that as well. It could also have to do with just the right timing to reach out and collaborate with somebody, because Thoth has a lot to do with divine timing as well. And again, this could have to do with a project, with a child. It could have to do with a love affair too. There could be a love affair potentially blossoming with somebody who is in a different place, like across water in some fashion, whether that's overseas or just, across water. Could be across a river, right? Or a lake. It doesn't have to be across an ocean, and this isn't specifically about water, but usually this card shows somebody looking out over the water. So there's a sense of expanding your horizons creatively in some way, or maybe looking outside your usual circle for a love or a love situation. So take it as it resonates here. Sixth house has to do with Virgo energy, and this has to do with our health and also with a job situation and also with worry. And interestingly, you have a card of, this is called the card of cruelty. You do have a card of worry in the worry house. So it seems to me that you may be, the phrase that we often use is up in your head with this card. You may be thinking about a lot of scenarios, either related to your health or to a job, or perhaps even to a pet, because this is also the house of pets. So again, take it as it resonates. But you definitely seem to be worried about things that aren't actually happening. It's more the what if syndrome is what I always connect the Nine of Swords with. Oh my gosh, this is happening. What if this leads to this? What if it leads to that? Winged seems to indicate being able to overcome or deal with problems successfully. So I feel like this is just more a mental thing that we need to drop and let go of. You need, I think I'm seeing some of this uncertainty over here. So this may be connected to that. Maybe it could be connected to a job or a situation or a health situation. Whatever it is, ultimately, you're going to see the situation clearly, and I feel like this means you're going to have the means to overcome it. So try to mediate or calm that worry. I'm looking over here. This could be a worry, a financial worry for some people. Maybe if it's connected to health, it could be something, maybe a procedure, something you need to have done. Maybe you don't think you're going to have the money, or, I don't know, something's going to be expensive. I don't know. This just feels like whatever it is, you're going to deal with it successfully. 7th house is Libra energy. This has to do with relationships, both business partnerships and potentially marriages and things like that. And it's interesting because you have Osiris here with the 2 of Swords. So this is definitely a card of something not changing or not moving. So if you have been interested in getting involved with somebody or taking something to the next level, this may be saying, well, right now things are kind of a stalemate, kind of staying where they are. You could be dealing with a strong person here with Osiris, because Osiris is generally has strong Emperor energy. If you look at the tarot equivalents, although this is a card of Sagittarius energy specifically, Osiris. So for some of you, that could mean a Sag. This card is Moon in, oh my gosh, let me see. I'm trying to find the Moon in Libra, actually. Okay, yeah, so that's interesting. But Libra is a card of making decisions. It's of having 2 sides. So you could have a choice in love or in a love situation or in a legal partnership or something like that. There could be choices to be made. But right now, this could indicate a need to rely on your own judgment for something. But there's definitely the sense that there's something waiting to happen here that hasn't happened yet in terms of a partnership. 8th house, this has to do with your own energy, Scorpio energy, and this is the house of transformation. It can be the house of other people's money. And yeah, it's interesting. Libra just had this as well. You have pyramid, so you're in a test situation. There's something where you feel like you're being tested, and I feel like from looking over here that this may have to do with messages received or with money. But you have it with the Princess of Swords. So this could be rumors, gossip that come in, because this is equivalent of the Page of Swords. If you have Princess of Swords specifically, though, in the Crowley deck, I feel also has to do with control of the emotions. So we may not want to let our head rule our heart, so to speak, even in the face of things that may be shocking or may put us into upheaval. The test here may well be to kind of keep control of ourselves and keep control of our emotions as we are trying to work our way through the situation, and perhaps not to let ourselves be affected by gossip and rumor. 9th house is Sagittarius energy. This has to do with higher education, with long-distance travel, or with the change of your core beliefs, like religion, philosophy, things like that. And you've got Ta with the Prince of Discs, which is like the King of Pentacles. So yeah, this is a very strong financial thing. So this could be finances concerned with overseas travel or a long journey. This could have to do with higher ed for some people. It could have to do with going to school or working hard at something in school. Prince of Discs. I don't know what's wrong with my head today. Discs or Pentacles. Not only is this connected to business and business affairs, but I also feel like this has to do with one's physical health. For some people, this could be going to school for something like that, like learning about something medical or, sports science, physiology, something like that. I mean, that could apply to some people. There's definitely this very strong masculine energy showing up here. And I feel like there's this sense of somebody, perhaps, if it's not any of those other things I've mentioned, just this need to get your feet on the ground, not to be too ungrounded in terms of what you're doing, like whatever you're doing to expand your horizons, whether it be travel, whether it be school, whether it be a deeper thinking about your beliefs. To a certain degree, there may be a certain amount of emotionalism involved, and I feel like this is Capricorn energy. Prince of Discs or King of Pentacles also has very strong earth energy attached, because earth is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. And yeah, there's definitely the sense of needing to put work into something and to keep your feet on the ground. So take it as it resonates. 10th house is Capricorn. This is about your career. This is about your reputation, your fame. And you've got fire with the lust card. I have to cover some of this up because YouTube doesn't like certain things being shown. So yeah, I mean, lust is usually a card of strength, so it may be a card of restraint in some cases, or struggling through something. But lust may also just have to do with this. Again, it's got this very strong fire energy, so you have double fire. This is a card associated with Leo energy. So yeah, there definitely seems to be a push to. When I see also the Ace of Wands here in the first house, you may be looking to remake your job, career, or reputation, or something about that. There's definitely a sense of being strong, of really putting your energy out there, of being inspired by something. Again, you can see how the lust card applies to you. You can think about what that means for you, but it's definitely this idea of a very, very strong, intense, and passionate energy showing up in your house of reputation, career, and fame. So there may be a very, very strong push either to burn up and get rid of things that no longer serve you in that situation, or you may be inspired to do something new that you are very, very impassioned about, which goes along with what I saw in the first house here and also the third house. Okay. Aquarius, this is the 11th house. This has to do with your friendships, with your networks. And yeah, you've got Anubis with the 3 of Pentacles, or 3 of Discs. And this indicates, yeah, there may be some friends that you are trying to build something with. 3 of Pentacles is about networking. It's about building a foundation, but it's in a collaborative sense. Now, this is directly opposite the 5th house, where you have the 3 of Wands. You've got these double 3s here. So there's definitely a sense here that you will be working with someone, or there's going to be working with someone to navigate a situation that might be difficult. Anubis has to do with protection. It may have to do with travel, but there's definitely a sense of trying to navigate a situation that may be tricky or difficult, just like we saw Pyramid here in the 8th house. It feels like there's some challenges here. And again, it may be in connection to your goals. It may be in connection to a specific person or particular friendship. But there's definitely a sense of reaching out and working with someone to build this new foundation. I saw the foundational card elsewhere. Where did I see it? Oh yeah, 9th house. So for some people, this could have to do with going back to school. It could have to do with travel, because Anubis also has to do with travel. So that may be applying for some of you. So take it as it resonates. 12th house is Pisces energy. And Pisces is about this. This house has to do with what's hidden, what we may be afraid of. It is the house of imagination, but overall it has to do with things. If this is what we want people to see, this is what we generally don't want people to see. And you have Bastet with the 3 of Swords. So you may still be recovering from some kind of heartache or betrayal or a loss. 3 of Swords indicates a separation. So you may still be feeling, in spite of all of these other 3s, there may unconsciously still be this sense of isolation or fear that you are going to be cut off. And Bastet may indicate, again, there's a very strong emotional or playful component to this. So you may be afraid of socializing, of reaching out, of letting your hair down. Even though we have a lot of things here that seem to indicate that that's what you actually should be doing. You should be reaching out and collaborating with others, but this seems to indicate that some kind of past hurt may be holding you back. So follow your instincts, give others their due. You might want to act with caution, but basically Bastet would advise you to give others their due, and you will get you will get in return what you put out. Now, Bastet sometimes also has to do with psychosomatic illness in the 12th house. It could be that you are the fact that I see the 9 of Swords down here in your health house. You could be experiencing some health issues, maybe connected to some kind of separation or isolation or betrayal that are causing psychosomatic issues. But you need to be aware that they are psychosomatic, and this is the key to overcoming them. So, so take that as that resonates. Also, overall, we have Crook and Flail with 7 of Swords again. You're the second person that's come up for, and the Lovers. Okay, so you have some choices you need to make. You have choices, Scorpio. You have things you need to do, and you don't want to sabotage yourself. You don't want to get caught in this realm, this futile thinking. there may be another way to do something. This indicates not approaching something directly. I mean, the Seven of Swords can mean that somebody's not telling you something. And we do see elements of certain hidden things, particularly in terms of messages down here. So just be aware you may not have all the information that you need. You may need to take a different tack to get that information rather than a direct approach. And this suggests choices that need to be made. But with the Crook and Flail, this is indicating that you need to kind of, pull things together, get disciplined. This has to do with following a regiment or being disciplined. It can have to do with being on the right side of the law legally. Crook and Flail can also have to do with having self-confidence or having a boost of some kind. Overall, given everything I'm seeing here, I feel like there's a lot of energy to move ahead on something. But you may feel stuck about collaborating or working with people. There's a sense of controlling your moods, like not, having some uncertainty around money and certain messages that you've had. And there may be some psychosomatic health concerns. But overall, there definitely seems to be the energy here. As long as you rein things in, get some control, not let your emotions rule the situation in this case, not letting self-sabotage rule the situation, I feel like you have the capability to make the right choices for yourself. So that's it for this week. I hope this reading was helpful. If you did enjoy this reading, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.